So we're getting ready for the road trip, but before we go on this road trip, I want to clay bar and polish this. I have a couple little scratches on the driver's side. Got some over here too. Got some scratching right here. Nothing major. You can't even feel it, but you can see it. On the other fender, right now you can kind of see it right here. Let me flip. See that? See those scratches? They're superficial, I know, but I want to get that out. So we're done with the clay bar, and I started with a clean car. It was already washed and detailed, and still I got contaminants all over the car, especially on the hood. I actually didn't expect that much on the hood. I expected more on the front bumper. It was actually pretty smooth and clean. The hood really had a lot of contaminants stuck to it. And actually I think what it is residue of when I pulled off the PPF. It's got kind of into the paint a little bit. So I was planning on just doing a stage 1 top thing, but I'm actually gonna have to use some cut on the hood. You don't have to use Allen's polish. This is what I like to use. Use any clay. I'm using detail spray as a lubricant. You want to keep it wet while you're dragging this around. If you let this get dry, the clay from this will stick to your car. It will stick also down here in the corners where you have your little the PPF to protect you from rock chips and things. It will stick to that stuff. So anywhere you have PPF, any edge, this will stick to. So if you get it on there, get your fingernail and get it off there, and just keep it moisturized. As long as you keep it wet, it'll glide. And it's hard to explain how this works, but basically is you want it to glide back and forth smoothly. As soon as you feel a little bit of resistance, that's where your contamination is. That's what this is for, is to clean that off. So you just kind of keep going back and forth, add a little more of this if you need to, and keep going back and forth until you get it all clean. And it should glide smoothly. Now, on the entire car, I got it to glide smoothly, except a few spots on the hood. It glided relatively smooth, but there's a few spots that are high. If you apply any pressure with this, the clay will then stick to your paint. You don't want the clay to stick to your paint. So minimal pressure, go back and forth until you get it nice and smooth. And then if you have some high spots, when you go to polish it, use the cutting compound to bring those high spots down, and then work your way back up to the finishing compound, that's what we're gonna do next. I'm gonna dry that residue off with a with a microfiber towel, and then we're gonna go into the polish stage. Also, you don't need multiple bars of clay. What you do is when it gets dirty, you just flip it over and you keep folding it over on itself and spread it back out until you get a clean side. And don't know the science behind this, but it seems to work. And when you're done with this, don't throw it away. Get your little container here, drop it in there, close the lid, and it will be ready to be used next time. If you leave it out in the open, it's clay, it's gonna get hard. Or if you wanna throw it away and get a new one next time, you can. But that's all you gotta do. And also, if it's getting a little tough to flip, and if it's getting a little tough to fold over, just get it wet. Remember, this is clay. Remember art class when you were in 3rd grade? This is clay. Just wet the clay. Wet it in your hand, palm of your hand, and just add moisture to it. and it molds and folds easier. And you just keep going over and spread it out. Smash it between your hands if you have to. And you'll get a cleaner spot. And then you just keep doing that over and over and over. And this, trust me, this works. I've done this many times. All right, so I just finished with the clay bar, and I went around the car twice to wipe off the excess, the lubricant that you use. So, and the car looks really good. You can see how much smoother the paint is. The paint looks really smooth now. And that's the point of the clay bar, is to get all the smoothness out. So the car looks good, and you think, oh, I should stop now. No, you should polish now. If you're not comfortable with a polish, you can buy kits that have clay and polish together. Those will work, or just hire someone to do it. Because even though the car, as good as it looks right now, and I know the paint, I can feel the paint is very smooth, it's far from perfect. And I'll show you with the light here. Turn on my light. You put a light on there. It's a lot smoother than it was. Almost looks like it doesn't need a polish, but it does. See the little superficial scratches in it? Yeah. It's not deep though, so I think I'm gonna do a stage 1 only. I was gonna go deeper. I might actually have to use the cut on the hood. So you see these marks here? There's one up here. There's another one's up there. I was like, what is that? That's the residue from when I pulled off my PPF. And so the clay from the clay bar was sticking to it. I was like, after I pulled off my PPF a while ago, years ago, or last year, whenever that was, I polished the car and I didn't have anything left. Well, you didn't have anything that you could feel or see, but the purpose of the clay bar is to catch those contaminants that are just high on the paint, and that's exactly what it did. Those are high spots on the paint left from the residue from the previous PPF that I just didn't get all the way off. So, and the only place I found that was on the hood. Nowhere else on the car did it do that. So I think maybe just on the hood, and because the hood is metal, it's not plastic like the bumpers. Because the hood is metal, and because it's only on the hood, maybe I will do a stage, or I'll do the cut and then polish on the hood. But I think on the rest of the car, I'm just going to do polish only. Just the top polish and finishing. Let me show you on the driver's side fender. You can see the scratches are super light. They're not very deep. Yeah, look at the reflection. The clay bar does an amazing job. But let me show you the scratches. See the scratches? And you're going to see all that in the daylight in the sun. So we're going to get all that off, but they're not very deep, because look at the reflection on this thing. There's not, and nothing needs to be removed, really. Just needs a little top polish. So that's the plan. I think I have to use something a little more aggressive to get those off of the hood. But for the fenders and the rest of the body, I think we just get a little light polish. And I think it'll be good. The headlights look amazing. I'm actually very happy with the headlights. The doors look perfect. That's just a little dirt on there. The doors look good. Fender looks good. I think a light polish, we can get away with a light polish on this, and it'll be good. This is just after clay bar. This isn't even polished yet. So just doing a clay bar really smooths that paint finish. Next step, we're going to do the cutting compound for the hood.
was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those odds. Got up and I beat those odds. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those odds. Got up and I beat those odds. That's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should. Yeah. That guy. It was never versus you. That guy.
I'm a little out of breath. So that's one pass with the cutting compound on the hood. Look how good the hood looks. Looks amazing. All marks completely gone, erased. I got some, I didn't get 100% by the gas cap. Still a couple of little minor scratches, but they are so small. I'm not gonna use the cutting compound for this. Look at the reflection on the hood. But that was using a medium heavy cut, so a thicker foam, and the compound, which is this. So now I'm gonna use the finishing one, or the polished one, which is the white one, the white cream. And I'm gonna use polish only on the rest of this, and the rest of the entire car. Because the rest of the car has almost no scratch on. They're like super, super fine, almost hair-like. You can't even feel them. So I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna use two pads. I'm gonna use the polishing pad, which is the white one, and then I'm gonna use the black pad, which is the finishing pad. That should give it a super, super high gloss look. And all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna touch it. I'm not gonna really go in on it because the car looks pretty damn good. So I'm just gonna give it just that quick polish, and then the finish, and then I'm gonna buff it all off. So let me go get my other foam pads and continue working. Look how good that hood looks. This, the only thing I've polished so far is the hood and the front fenders. Look how good that looks compared to everything else. Amazing.
It's do or die. I chose my path. No choosing sides. I'll take what comes. Hit for the ride. I'm that guy. No more time for the bad guy. Never going back to the bad side. Need the holy water, get baptized. Yeah, I'm that guy. No more time for the bad guy. Never going back to the bad side. Need the holy water, get baptized. I'm that guy. Yeah, that guy. Was never pursued. That guy. Yeah, that guy. Was never pursued. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those eyes. Got up and I beat those eyes. It's understood. It was always me versus me.
So I'm all done with the polish, 100%. I did only, like I promised, I only did the cut on the hood, and because anywhere else didn't really need it. There was a spot here over the passenger window that I should have done, but I saw it at the end and I wasn't going to go back and do it. Everything else I just used a regular, just a polish, and actually I just used a finishing pad. I didn't use the other one because I just wanted to polish it out. I didn't want to really get too aggressive with it. There's some scratches in it, but it's a daily driver, so I don't care. The scratches are just on the surface. They're super tiny. I'll get those out in the future. I didn't want to get really aggressive with it tonight because I still need to go pack and arrange the car and then get ready to go. And I still need to go run one more errand before I leave. So I needed to just get this done. So compounding on the hood, polish on the rest of the car. Well, compounding on the hood and the top of the fenders. And then polish with the finishing pad on the rest of the car. And that's how it looks. It came out better than I expected. Let me flip the camera and I'll show you. So no, it's not perfect, but if I put a light on it, look how sharp the light is. That's much better than it was. Look at the reflection on this thing now. So it is ready to go. I only have 2 more things left to do. I even did The bumper, I didn't want to skip anything, so I did everything. I did all under here. I did the slats. I did the edges. I did the tail lights. I did every piece of painted surface on this car. Both sides, including the roof, including the GPS antenna, everything paint-wise got polished. The forecast for my drive is driving through light rain, heavy rain, rain showers, and some mountain snow. So I just did all this polish, and you're gonna ask yourself, well, why did you polish your car if you're about to take it on a road trip? I polished the car before I started this road trip so that when I detail it after the road trip, it'll be easier to clean. It's already starting from a better starting position than it was. I do know of a really good car wash in LA. It's touchless. I'm gonna go to that car wash as soon as I get down there, and probably go to that car wash like once a week while I'm there and before I leave. And the car should look just like this even when I go to leave. Might have a few more scratches. It's no big deal. This is a daily driver. I bought this car to drive. I didn't buy it to park it in the garage. So I'm gonna get to work and finish what I'm doing here because I have more errands to run, and I'll see you guys tomorrow when I hit the road. So we made it to Redding, California last night. Bunch of storms, heavy storms, that's why I didn't record anything. A little slush, but we're here. Here's the car. It's completely filthy. Next stop, it'll be LA. But the good thing is, the sun's out. So we're finally past all the storms, I hope. So there's the car all dirty and all loaded. We are in SoCal. We still haven't made it to LA, but we're pretty damn close. We're less than 2 hours from LA. You can see all the palm trees where we are. And we've got my doggies. Willow. And take a pee break, get some drinks, keep hitting the road, and then we'll be in LA hopefully in the next 2 hours. So we made it to LA last night. Car is thoroughly dirty. That's why we're here at the car wash. This is Rocket Fuels Car Wash, Rocket Gasoline, whatever it's called. But this is where I get my car washed when I'm down here in this part of LA, because it's a touchless car wash and it leaves your car completely fresh and clean, right, Bolilio? Right? He thinks so. But then I got to beat feet and I got to get to work because I'm here for work. I'm not here for play. I'm just putting the two together and bringing my own personal car and enjoying my time here. We're gonna do some meet. We'll go to some Cars and Coffee. We'll probably go to I haven't decided. There's one in North LA, and then there's Orange County Cars and Coffee. Orange County Cars and Coffee is pretty far south from where I am, but we might end up going to that one. That one's a humongous event when they do it on Saturdays, and the folks from DDE will go there, but so will a million other people. There's also, if you get up early Saturday morning, go to Angels Crest Highway and go ride at Angels Crest Highway, and that is a phenomenal ride. And I'd rather drive than go to a Cars and Coffee and stand around all day. So I'm leaning towards doing that. Maybe we'll do a Cars and Coffee Saturday morning in North LA and then go to Angels Crest Highway because it's that direction. I don't know yet, but for the next week or so, I'll be down here in LA hanging out. You'll see my car driving around. I'll be going to and from work, so I don't know what the content's gonna be for the next week, but I'll try to put something together so you guys have some content to look forward to. Thanks for watching the video this far. Bordelio says thank you. Now, you gotta get car wash, gotta get to work. Catch you later.